I tired? It's a Monday. Hey, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Effin Rager. This is Connor Clifton, your host, joined, as always, by my lovely co-host, Ned Gale. Hey,
oh, Ned. Hello.
Let's jump right into it. How was your freaking weekend?
My weekend was, just like your weekend, exhausting.
Yeah. Let's see. What did we do?
We truly effing raged, I think, this weekend.
Yeah, we did.
Friday night, swimwear department played a headlining set over at the old Satellite Bar, which was the first time I'd been there since they redid the place. Mm-hmm. Holy moly. That is a party pad now. Yeah. Not to say it wasn't before, but I mean, they really upped the stakes there.
No, they did a good job. It looked very nice, and swimwear department did a very nice job.
We had a good time over there. Saw a lot of good pop punk.
Yeah.
Saw who opened the show up? From Houston.
I don't know.
Gosh dang it, I can't remember. Cool Moons. They were fantastic.
Cool Moon, that's
yeah,
right,
yeah.
That's right. Yeah, we met the drummer of Cool Moon.
Yeah,
they were very good.
A lot of fun. And then Saturday was the wedding of John Wayne and Katie.
That's right. Friend of the pod, John Wayne, got married. Are we allowed to talk about that wedding?
I don't know. Did we sign anything?
I don't recall signing anything. Do you think
we weren't allowed to take phone photos during the actual ceremony,
which other friend of the pod, Rahul, totally did. Let's go through the greatest hits of this wedding.
Well, speaking of greatest hits, Rahul best dressed.
Oh yeah,
easily.
Yeah, our
wild
Rahul,
jacket.
He showed up in a leopard print jacket and a bolo tie with a sleeveless snap pearl shirt on.
In true form, sleeveless shirt, even in dress form.
Oh my goodness, he looked great. All right, so let's go through this wedding. First off, we'll start with the band. Mm-hmm. The band that this wedding got was one of a kind. I couldn't believe that they got this band to play.
Oh, it's insane. It's one of the few bands that's actually been played on our radio show.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, we're not talking about Space Cadets or the creator of U.S. Army Blues, our theme song. We're talking about John Wayne is Dead, featuring John Wayne Caminale and Chris Jett,
his best man,
played at John Wayne's wedding. It was very nice to see.
It was fun though. It seemed that wedding was everything that was happening was very appropriate for that wedding. It was perfect.
It was an incredibly on-brand occasion. Yeah.
John Wayne said, "My wife."
Yeah,
during his vows
when telling his fiance or now bride, "I'm so grateful to be able to call you my wife." Not surprised he did that.
Not surprised and very delighted.
I remember Katie kept having to tell him to hold my hand. That was really fun, really funny. John Wayne, if you're listening, you had a wedding that screamed John Wayne Caminale and Katie Parr. You guys have a beautiful wedding, and I'm sure it's going to be
it was wonderful, and we love you guys.
Beautiful relationship. But man, those vows, they really felt improvised. I mean, I never really took John Wayne for much of an improviser, but there is someone I do take for much of an improviser, which is our guest today. Everybody, please welcome your guest for this evening, Miss Monica Marcha.
Hey,
Monica. How's it going?
Oh, it's pretty good. Thanks.
That's good.
You guys are talking about weddings. Can we talk more about weddings?
Absolutely.
I really love weddings.
I'm not really married to the subject, but we can.
Oh, wow. Not yet. Fiance to the wedding, to the subject. I really love weddings. And I personally don't want to get married ever. But I do like the idea of having a wedding-like party. Like celebrating love or whatever, and doing all the things that happen at a wedding, like having a band, having an open bar, having people dress up.
You're describing a prom with alcohol.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
That sounds kind of good.
Yeah, that is what I am describing.
A prom, but this prom already has a predetermined prom king and queen.
Yes.
It sounds like,
yes.
Or queen and king. Yeah, however you want to combine it.
Just ruler.
Yeah. The royal family of prom.
Yeah. I don't know how do you guys feel about weddings, having one?
I've been going to a lot of them lately.
Yeah.
Ned gets like real sentimental talking about them. I'm just like, it's a piece of paper.
I'm not sentimental about the piece of paper, although it is very fantastic typography on those marriage licenses. No, during the weddings, sure, there's moments where I'm like, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Watching Katie watch John Wayne play, that was very heartwarming for me.
Yeah.
I thought so.
I'm with you on that, Ned. I have been to a few weddings, brag, and
How many?
been invited, going to a couple of weddings through the end of this year. And I'm very excited because they're very close friends of mine, also brag. And I just am, I know I'll cry because I am a crier. And I, not because of the institution of marriage, but just like celebrating love.
Yeah.
Is mostly what it is.
Well, I hate Valentine's Day, so maybe that's why I hate weddings.
That's not the same thing. Valentine's Day is not the same thing as a wedding.
Also, you hate it because your birthday's on that day.
Well, okay. Oh, boy.
Well, if people stop getting married on my birthday.
Oh, people shouldn't get married on Valentine's Day.
No,
Ever.
that's terrible.
It's not good.
I think I've got one more wedding this year, and I'm looking forward to it. These people have got some really great music taste. I know there's going to be a lot of danceable tunes and a lot of pressure to dance.
Do you dance at weddings?
I dance even when I'm not at a
Okay,
wedding.
good. Okay, good. Thank God.
He said that like
Tommy
that's an
has
astounding. That's right. I dance more than 3 times a year.
Yeah, I dance.
Yeah.
I love dancing. It feels good.
It feels great.
I get to express myself. I'm pretty much like my senior year thesis is coming up, and it's a dance thing. It's supposed to be about politics and art, and I'm dancing about it. So very excited
So
about
you're
that.
gonna ace it, basically.
I know you're joking about that. I would go see you do that.
Yeah?
Yeah.
All right, look, I will put together the space race, and I'm gonna dance the whole thing out. You know what? If we can get 6 calls today, I promise that I will do this dance.
I just have to step out for a second. I'm gonna take my phone with me really quick.
Everyone from the show calling in. So is dancing your favorite part of wedding? Everyone, what is your favorite part of weddings? Is it the dancing? Is it the food? Is it the chance to openly cry in public without as much judgment?
Oh no, I hate crying. So it's not that. I think it is the dancing. It is the dancing. And
Dancing is nice.
Yeah. And it's, as I've gotten older, it's definitely been more fun because I'm actually like friends with the people that I'm
Yes.
choosing to go to these weddings rather than being like guilted into going to these weddings because it's like family or whatever.
Yeah.
So that's definitely a bonus.
Yeah, it's way better when you know everybody at the wedding.
I like finding someone I can hang out with one-on-one and just like be real mean about the wedding. just like be a real jerk.
I love roasting it.
Yeah, like when you see like the family member who like probably should have stayed home, and then you're just like, look at that Melvin.
They got a guilt invite.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah, that's my favorite part of the wedding.
Yeah.
Just being, a Jersey girl. Real awful. What about you, buddy? Is it the crying?
No, it's the dancing. I like the dancing.
Yeah?
Yeah, we didn't get to dance too much at John Wayne's wedding,
a
which
lot
is
of
kind of a
heavy
bummer.
metal music.
Yeah, that was an interesting
Dance
DJ
to
choice,
anything.
which once again, primo John Wayne
on
wedding.
brand,
Yeah,
yeah.
Oh, they were
it
trying
was
to get
on
those
brand.
old people out of there.
yeah.
That's pretty smart.
Seemed more like a tactic. Yeah.
Yeah, weddings are cool. I don't know if I'll ever have one. Like, I'm not saying like I don't know if I'll ever get married. Like,
Callers, you know what to do.
I don't need any of that stuff. I know how to get married. It's just like maybe I don't think I'll ever go through with it. Like, it seems very political. I went to a wedding earlier this year that was supposed to be in Dallas, and then because all the family members kept trying to have their say on what they were going to be doing. What was that? What was that, buddy?
It was our own radio show. I was trying to reshare it.
Man. All right. Well, hey, whatever gets listeners. But it got so political that they're like, screw this. We're just going to go to Vegas and get married by Elvis.
Yeah.
And if you want to come, you can. It just seems really stressful.
Yeah, I agree. I have a huge family. And so that is one big deterrent for me. Like, again, I don't really want to get married ever. But if it's I suddenly change my mind and decided to have a wedding, oh man, like
Just a lot of invitations to juggle, like figuring out the right venue. That's why you got to elope. I think that's the way to do it.
I'll say that. Like, I wouldn't mind getting married, but having a wedding sounds terrible.
I'm the opposite. I want a wedding, but I don't really want to get married.
What if you have a fake wedding? Right before you kiss, be like, psych.
Psych. Now let's dance.
This whole thing with
Drop.
So have you ever been involved in a wedding party? Have you ever been like a bridesmaid?
I have been a bridesmaid. But
bride.
I was, yeah. I was not the first choice.
Oh man, second string.
Yeah, second string, because a girl dropped out, and it was like a week before the wedding. And it was my cousin. He was the groom, and so, I'm mixing up weddings now. It was my cousin, like, she's a couple years younger than me. And she was like, I think you'll fit this dress. Can you be
Really
in my
sneaking you in
wedding?
there.
Yeah. I was like, I guess. I didn't have to pay for the dress, so that's
Hey,
fine.
That's nice. Do you still have the dress?
No, I got rid of it. He's really ugly.
No.
Ned, have you ever been in a wedding party?
Yeah. I've been in a couple wedding parties.
Brag.
What was your role?
Ring bearer, guy who has to find the ring once it's lost.
I have been a flower girl, too. I forgot about that.
Mainly just ring-based jobs.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I was the ring bearer once, and the couple forgot the rings, so I just got to hang out.
Whoa,
Dang,
that sounds like an
nice.
excuse, right? Like you don't just forget the
Well,
rings.
they're now divorced.
Yeah.
Did you get one of
see?
those cool little pillows to like hold the ring on?
The satin pillow?
I didn't get anything.
Oh, man.
I just kind of like hung around.
They knew
Like-
it wasn't going to
like
happen.
It was my first
Yeah.
day, and they hadn't done my paperwork yet, and they're just like, "Hey, just hang tight. We'll be right with you." Like, hey, whatever. I'm getting paid.
I got a free name tag.
Yeah.
Didn't we?
I was like, I'm getting paid. What?
At that wedding, I did say very loudly at the wedding party, "When's the divorce?" And I just had to wait 10 years.
Yeah. Oh, just 10 years.
Yeah,
Well, how old were you when this happened?
10.
Wow.
I was,
Okay.
I knew who I was.
Twisted
Yeah,
sense of
yeah,
humor
wow.
for a 10-year-old.
Yeah, I had already gone through my
You were
parents'
already a
divorce,
scamp.
and I was like, statistically, it's gonna happen.
So sad.
Yeah, let's all talk about love and not the brutal reality. of it.
Teardrops hit the microphone.
It doesn't last. Anyway.
Speaking of things that don't last, you're an improviser, right? No,
Yeah, for sure. That's
so
mainly why.
talk to us about what kind of projects you do in improv. What troops are you in? What groups? Troops and groups.
I've got like 3 main teams is a cooler thing to call it
Okay.
than troops.
Alliances.
Yeah. Bonds. 2H Club is probably the longest troop I've ever been a part of. We've been together for about 3 years. We perform every Friday. Probably wasn't supposed to do that. And then, so 2H Club does what's called a herald. It's like the most standard long form improv format there is. I'm in
also the most confusing to do, so hats off to you guys.
It's really not. It's really not. I mean, you do enough, and then it's like,
yeah.
oh yeah, yeah.
Wait, explain it.
Okay, yeah, good call. So you have first an opening. The opening we do is called. Oh God, I just blinked on what it's called. The invocation, and how the invocation works. There's like 4 tiers of the invocation. We get a suggestion of an object, so like shoe, and then we begin describing the shoe physically, saying it is brown, it has a steel toe, it is old, it is leather, whatever, and then we move on to the second tier, which is you are, and we kind of start a little more emotionally talking to the shoe, like you hurt my toes really bad. You make me look unattractive, or what, just kind of like memories or emotions that are tied to the object. And then we go to thou art, which is the more silly one, which we start speaking a very flowery, prophetic language to the shoe, speaking to it as if it were a deity. Thou art, the wheels of transportation from my, whatever. And then it is I am. And I am is like, I am masculinity, or I am this. It's like one powerful theme or statement that we've drawn from the rest of the opening. And that is what we mine ideas for the rest of the scenes from that opening. And then we have a series, what's called the first beat, and it is a series of 3 scenes, all unrelated from using the opening. And then we have what's called a group game, which is completely unrelated to anything that's happened so far in the show, in the set, but drawing from the suggestion.
This is the part where I was saying it was confusing.
Yeah, I love group games. They're super fun. They're really random and weird and like fast. And so you just have to be super energetic. It's like the commercial break to the episode that is your Herald. So there's that. And then we have the second beat, which is the second beat of the games that have happened in the first beat. So, and there's like different types of ways to play that. And then there's a second group game. And then there's a third tier, which could be 3 scenes again, or could be one scene that encompasses a bunch of callbacks and stuff from the previous scenes. So it's pretty freeform in the third beat.
And that's my favorite part about the Herald is how quickly it ties everything kind of back together. It really feels like a full show. And you're like, whoa, all these characters.
And this is 2H?
Yeah.
2H Club.
Oh, yeah.
2H Club.
Yeah.
And how many members are in that?
Let's
or I
see.
guess like any improv troupe, it kind of
like
any
we're
improv
in
troupe or ska
flux right
band,
now.
it kind of floats around.
It's, let me see, 6 members right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a lot of threads to tie.
Yeah.
Very cool. So you got 2H Club. What else you got? You're in
Discharge
with Ruth.
With a friend of the pod, I'm assuming, or radio show, I should say, Ruth Hirsch.
We say friend of the pod.
Yeah, you do. That's where I'm getting that from.
We're on iTunes and Stitcher.
Ruth, Angela, and Jessica. So it's 4 of us, and we just do whatever we want. That's it.
Sounds great.
It's a lot of fun.
Well, that's like our show.
Yeah.
Like when you get a suggestion, you're like, nah, and then you just keep going.
I think I saw you guys do that recently.
Probably.
But it's because someone said like wiener.
Yeah.
Like, nice try. Yeah.
Whatever, dude. Yeah. I like that show. We're pretty gross a lot of times. We had
with a name like Discharge.
It's discharged. That like from the hospital.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like we talked about this on the Stacks recently, and it got even grosser as we tried to explain the name.
I won't explain how we got that name. We performed at the Trill Comedy Festival recently, and someone was sitting in the front row, and I was at the paint store getting something, and Ruth, and
Wait,
it was
in
like,
the scene?
Yes, in the scene.
Okay.
I was blowing off my troop responsibilities.
I needed paint.
I had gone to the paint store to get paint for my murderous baby, to just kind of make him feel welcome. And I was asking for some really gruesome paint. And Ruth was like, well, I've got some uterine lining. And some dude in the front row just like crossed his arms and like scowled, and just like openly like shook his head like he was like, ladies shouldn't talk like that or something. It was like, whatever, man. And we finish every show with kind of gesticulating out of our vaginas. And that's the essence of Discharge.
Is there any sound that goes with that you could do for the radio?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, that's good.
Like Donald Duck. I just imagine that guy who crossed his arms just finished laughing his ass off at the word boner.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, I get those too.
Yeah.
And he just lost it.
He's the one who suggested wiener.
Do the boner one again.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
What a gross pig.
So, yeah, gross, but it was also just like, good. I don't want him to like our show.
All right, so that's 2. Ned said, you said you were in a third one?
Yeah, buckshot. We do what's called a monoscene.
The most dangerous of improv scenes.
It's not if you're with people you trust. It's literally just one continuous scene.
One scene for 45 minutes. The choices you make at the beginning are the choices you're stuck with.
Not 45, 25
25, whatever.
It's a lot easier than 45.
You can't just say like, hey, I'm a retconning wizard and I'm changing this, so we're no longer at the wiener store.
Well,
as long as someone starts as the retcon wizard.
As long as there's the track has been laid for you to be the retconning wizard, then I'm okay with it. But if you just if it's a bailing thing, I'm gonna hit you.
Okay.
Yeah,
No
I wouldn't.
buddy.
I wouldn't hit you.
The economy is too bad right now.
Yeah. I like that group a lot. We're very physical. We usually end up fighting, like on stage, not in real life. And And that's kind of how we got the name Buckshot. When we first started rehearsing together, everyone ended up dying in all of our scenes.
Good, yeah.
Because that's just how you end them on a scene. It's just like...
Slowly take them out one by one, or everyone blows up at once.
Yeah.
How long have you been doing improv?
I've been doing improv. This past summer was like my 5th year anniversary.
Nice.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Can you tell us what your first improv experience was like?
Oh, yeah. It's like doing it or seeing it.
Both.
Yeah.
Okay.
Tell us the thing that you saw that made you think, I could do this.
Oh. And then that's something that I saw that I was like, I can do this, but I was like, I want to do this. I've done like traditional theater for a long time before coming to improv.
Am I wrong? Do you have a musical theater background?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
And so that especially musical theater is very like limiting to what you look like. And that sucks because I sing like a Disney princess, but I do not look like one. So I don't often get cast for a lot of things that I normally would, fit. So when I actually went to the first Trill Comedy Festival ever, and that was the first time I'd ever seen a long form improv. And I was like, oh shoot, this is this is pretty cool. And so I started going to shows for a while and like became friends with some of the people there, and they were really nice and encouraging, and they're like, oh, you should take classes. And so I did. Classes were a real struggle for me for a while because I have so much like theater built in me that I was really unconfident with making moves that
Hard to unchain from the...
Yeah. And I would also get real judgmental of people who were bad. So that was real rough to get over. I mostly have, but not always. And so my first experience performing, I really don't remember. I remember it sucking for a couple years of just not being very good.
How many of your coworkers did you get to agree to go to your recital?
Oh, none, never.
Smart.
Yeah, never.
I definitely was like, I don't think I'll invite anyone to any recitals for a bit.
Yeah.
And then I think my level 4, I was like, hey guys, I'm doing a thing.
Wow. That's brave. I only went to 2 of my 5 recitals.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And none of them I needed to miss. It was all just like, I don't want to do this in front of people.
Okay, so since doing it, like, what keeps you coming back to it? Why do you love it so much?
That's a good question. It's something to do, that's for sure. It's always nice.
Well, I mean, you say you come from a theater background, and I imagine you have some free nights that you could get involved in a local production of The Crucible or something. But why?
Well,
why did you throw the script to the wind and just give it your best?
Yeah. So one thing is, it's a lot less commitment than a production would be.
Tight.
Most of my troops don't rehearse at all. If you're a student, that's not true. Like only one of my troops rehearses regularly. So that's pretty nice. I like being able to be anything I want to be. That's real cool. I don't know. It's not something I've thought about for a while.
Yeah.
God.
I think it's one of those things you just kind of keep doing it at a point. I mean, like, I don't know why we do this radio show, but if we stop, I'll freaking
do it for the money and women.
Well, yeah, we don't tell people we make money. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, and like, we're creative people, and so like it's nice to have an outlet.
Yeah.
Like I've met other people who don't have any kind of creative outlet, and they suck to be around. Like they're just constantly like, look at me, and I'm just like, I got this out all weekend. I really don't want to deal with you right now.
Yeah, I don't need to be like standing on top of the table dancing around. It's like, I did improv this weekend. I got it out.
We don't need to talk at all. I'm good.
Improv does feel like a quick like pickup game of like anything where you just like you get it all out. It starts when you start and it stops when you stop. You don't have to worry about it before or after. Yeah. Maybe after on the way to bed. But like we're just like, why did I act like that? but yeah, no, I don't know. Yeah. Improv's nice.
It is. It's nice.
It's a good workout. So you do the improv troops, but I've also seen you do a very exciting show with Angela I guess by the name of Monica and Angela Presents.
Yeah,
Blank.
whatever, some superfluous title.
You guys have done a lot of holidays. Which ones have you done so far?
We've done Christmas, we've done New Year's Eve, we've done Valentine's Day. We've done 4 shows total, 3 of them being holidays and 1 of them being like an awards show.
Okay. and how would you describe these shows? Because all the photos you can find of these shows, they're giant. There's bougie outfits and there's crazy costumes, wacky characters.
So the idea, Angela and I have similar backgrounds. She also has done a lot of musical theater before coming to improv. So we instantly bonded over that when we met. And so we were like, I miss having a reason to wear a costume and sing in front of people and they have to listen to me. So we were like, well, we're both funny. Let's write shows for ourselves where we can do exactly that.
I like how you like that improv is less like theater, and you're like, but how can we make improv more like theater?
Because there are certain aspects I miss, of course. I just don't have the time to
slowly find the good middle ground of that.
Yeah, sketchprov.
Yeah,
that's
sketchprov,
exactly what it is.
That's pretty much what we're all about.
Yeah, you just like figure out the beats and then you get there.
And you just kind of go for it. So what was the last holiday you guys did?
New Year's Eve last year. Yeah,
nice.
It's been a while.
And did it go well, or did you guys really
great.
drop the ball on that one?
No.
Radio humor.
Whoa. No, it went great. We were kind of panicking actually because like pre-sale tickets were like not great. It was maybe 10 people had pre-bought tickets, and then
if you have 10 people, each one of them just has to count down one number at a time. You get to midnight. That's
fun.
pretty good.
You're a problem solver. And like we were getting Holler Brewery sponsored our thing, so we were like, they're giving us a keg, but we don't want to get a huge one if it's only going to be 10 people. So we got a smaller one and floated it for sure. But people were having a lot of fun. Like people started doing keg stands on the tiny little keg.
Yeah.
Which was like,
on like a tiny little pony keg kind of thing?
They were having a good time. Yeah. It was fun. We accidentally went over midnight. And then people were just like, it's happening already, and we're like, we know, we don't care. You'll count down when we say you'll count down.
I feel like that's the way to roll into the new year, is not realizing it, just blindly like.
That's what happened this past year.
Really?
Like we tried going out and it was way too cold, so we all went back to our place and watched like Netflix stand-up specials.
Oh yeah.
And I just went, hey guys, it's 12:05.
Like, yeah!
And we missed it.
Yeah.
What a lousy New Year. That is so cold. It's cold now.
Yeah, I'm glad
great.
it's cold now. It's
first sweater of the year.
You don't want it to be cold?
Well, I wanted it to be cold, but
like
I was not prepared for today, so I said out loud, I miss summer. I miss
How
it.
dare you? Oh,
You're fired.
Yeah, I'm
Fired
ready
from
for
Texas.
Hey, we don't have heat in our house, man. You just wait.
Yeah, no, that's
but
fine.
you have each other.
That's true.
No, we have separate rooms.
Is this a room where you're trying to squash? We have separate rooms.
Yes. I'm tired of everyone making dumb little jokes about Ned and I being lovers. Not that
said
there's
it this
anything
week.
wrong with
I've
it
said
if
it
we
the last
were.
26 weeks.
Look,
You're not sleep in the same room.
we're just friends. It's okay for men to be very close friends. You don't have to make it a gay
It's
thing.
great, Connor. It's great.
You are minimizing the significance and beauty of a male friendship. Achilles and Patroclus, they weren't gay together. They were just very, very close. They were good friends. If Ned was felled in battle, you bet I'd cry and rip my hair out to go kill a bunch of Trojans. I would do that for you in a second.
Man, I hope it's the Trojans that kill me then. It's not some dude at the corner store. It's like, oh man, I got some Trojan killing to do. So, Monica, let's talk partying. We've talked about the performing, but let's talk raging. Are you a partier?
I mean,
how do you rage?
That's a really good question because it's been a while. Dancing is always involved when I'm like truly raging. And it doesn't even have to be at a party. If it's just dancing is happening.
Do you think like more than one person dancing is what constitutes as a party for you? Like what is a party to you?
Oh God. Ned.
I'll tell you, one person dancing is just sad.
Is it?
Everyone's just sitting there and they're like, dude, it's not going to happen.
I don't know. I don't know if I agree.
Right.
It could be. I could see one person dancing being a party, but not always. I agree.
Usually, not like 98% of the time, it's not a party.
Sometimes you see one person going crazy, and you're like, man, I wish I was at that party.
I want to be that
I'm right
free.
here, but I can't be that.
Yeah. The minimum it takes for it to be a party. And I'd say 4 people minimum.
4 people minimum?
Yeah,
okay.
I would say that.
Okay. What about 3 people and a dog? How would you mark that?
Well, it's a
Andrew
dog.
WK already said that if you pet a dog, that counts as partying. So I think we're safe.
Yeah, as I say, if a dog is present, it's always a party.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, what I'm trying to think, and it's really a difficult question. What are you guys? Because since you are the party.
Well, now, see, we haven't been able to define this. That's why we've been kind of minding our guests for answers
we
here.
thought, like, party of 1, technically a party.
Party of 2, kind of a party, depending on how it's treated.
I guess.
See, there's no defined answer. And I think that's what makes, the idea of the show genius.
Yeah. Like just go on for seasons.
You can never be answered. Yeah.
That's why we asked you.
Okay.
Well, then what's your idea of a fun party?
Okay. Okay. So, not just fun party, but ultimate party for me.
Ultimate party.
Ever since I was little, to me, the height of luxury has always been a party on a boat.
Okay. Have you been
into
on
this.
a party on a boat?
No, never. So, I can't die
Are you talking
yet.
about like a cruise, or are you talking about like a boat party? Like a
yacht boat
Okay.
party. That is like the height of luxury. You've made it. You're too cool for land.
I don't. Oh yeah, you could hit like international waters and marry an alligator.
People can't
or something
leave.
Crazy. Yeah. People can't leave the party.
People can't leave your
So
party.
you
What
have
a
to see it
beautiful
through
thing.
to the
Wait,
end.
what you're describing is Shanghaiing someone.
What do you mean?
Yeah, why not?
Now you're my party cleanup crew.
Look at me. I am the birthday girl.
I don't remember the last time I've been on a boat, but
Like at all?
Yeah, like I think I was on maybe my stepdad's metal boat or something.
Metal boat.
Yeah. But yeah, I honestly can't remember the last time I was on a boat.
I went on a cruise for the first time earlier this year.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
Wait, talk about that cruise.
We've been very interested in cruises.
Yeah, we really want to start an effin cruiser.
Yeah.
Where people can come see our show on boat.
That's right.
On boat.
That's Roger and I went, and Roger's my boyfriend, listeners, and he was like, it will be so easy to do an improv show on a cruise, like a traveling cruise.
We've talked about like being an improv troupe on a cruise would be the coolest.
Hang on a second. You're describing 2 very different things. You, Ned, are describing being the official improv troupe of the boat. I think what you're describing, correct me if I'm wrong,
You're talking
is
about
flash mob
No,
improv.
never. I have very strong feelings about
feel
that.
a scene coming on.
No, please, no.
All right, everybody.
Is that how scenes are started?
Yeah, my old improv troupe, the Clapping Dappers.
Connor doesn't do improv.
No, Roger is talking about the same thing, which is like being the entertainment.
Yeah.
Because we saw so much bad entertainment on the cruise.
Were there improv troupes there? Or like what kind of entertainment did you see? Spill the beans.
Yeah, so we saw a like tribute like show choir essentially. They did like different themes. Like one night was like tribute to the funky 70s or whatever.
Finally, the funky 70s gets the recognition it deserves.
Oh man, they should have left it alone.
I'm tired of it being known for just the time after the 60s. The 70s had funk, damn it.
Yeah. And like, it's definitely doing that because these are like 20-year-old kids that are doing it. And it's like, I would have loved to have done that.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Like in my early 20s. Oh my gosh. Would have been amazing to just be on a boat. I'm young and I get to sing every night. And like these people have only
pizza bars 24/7.
Yeah. It's gross pizza. But it was just so cheesy and just like, the costumes are just like,
Oh, I thought that was the pizza still.
Yeah,
Like,
cheesy
go
pizza. And the costumes the pizza was wearing.
like the
My DiGiorno disguise.
You don't understand. It was such an accurate period piece of this pizza. The shoes were on
funky
point.
pizza. I remember specifically the afro wigs that everybody at one point
man.
put on.
What?
Yeah, because it's the funky 70s, Connor. How can you do that without afros?
No, you're right. Just crunch the numbers. Impossible without afro wigs.
Just imagine them all like doing the Brady Bunch dance
Yeah.
and their dumb little afros.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, lots of medleys. Like,
Okay.
it's really sad Earth, Wind, and Fire medley.
Did you guys do karaoke when you guys were on the
No,
cruise?
Roger hates karaoke.
What?
I'm okay if I'm like, oh, it's fun people here.
Yeah.
I'll do it. But if it's like people who take it too seriously, or people who just super suck, or like people who are just way too drunk to just stand.
Those are my favorites.
My karaoke philosophy is it's my time on stage. I have the mic.
Okay.
Don't sing along to my Elton John covers. Please. I know what I'm doing. You're tanked. I don't take it seriously, like, step up your game, Monica.
Okay.
I'm just like, hey, this is my chance to shine. Give it to me, please.
Do you preempt your songs with that speech?
I do like a little thing up top.
Okay.
Where I'll
He does the Laser Quest thing where he's like, if you get lost during my song, hold up your gun, say Marshall, Marshall, Marshall. Running and jumping.
I'll do things like, hey everyone, this one is brought to you by the big duo, Mr. Elton John and Bernie Taupin. I remember when Rockwood, and I'll do that.
Okay,
and then
well-
people are like, whoa!
Yeah. Well, maybe you should ask for the things that you want, Connor.
Yeah, I'll be like, this one is for my good friend, and please just shut the hell up.
Just let me sing it, please.
I should just do that. Like, this is for another friend who died, so please no singing during this one as well. This is ants marching for my friend Ned.
Let's see some meaty palms clap together, y'all.
But yeah, I do like a week of practice if I know I'm going to karaoke.
What?
I will pick out like 3 songs and be like, okay, I'm going to sing these over and over in my car. And Ned can tell you.
You take it too seriously.
No, I am a performer. I'm a showman.
Okay.
I don't
sure,
get
man.
jealous. I don't get like petty about it. I don't get mad at people. Yeah, I just love to entertain the crowd.
Okay.
And a sing-along does not entertain the crowd.
They seem pretty entertained when they
beg-
sing
I
along.
beg to differ.
I will say I don't take it seriously enough. Like the last time I did karaoke, I chose a song that I thought I knew, and I didn't know the
Ooh,
bridge.
that's a nightmare.
Yeah, I was like,
Rookie mistake, kid.
oh God, I'm so sorry. And I was like, I'm judging myself. I feel really, really bad. And I was praying. Again, Roger was to my stage right, so he was to house left, and sorry,
That's radio left for those listening.
and I was like, gave him those like help me that help me face, because he knows all the words, and he did not jump on the stage to save
No
me.
karaoke heroes.
It's almost as bad as when they play a different version of the song you requested. You're like, wait, this is the radio edit. It's off tempo.
It's in a completely different key.
Yeah. Oh, man. Okay, so were there any other cool things that you saw on this boat?
I mean, access to food at any time is really cool.
It's neat. You
It's
feel like
really
a king.
cool. Yeah, it's really cool. And like we decided at the last minute to go with the drink package. Because we were like, oh, are we really going to drink that much? Because we did the math, and it's like we would have to drink 9 drinks every day to make it like get our money's worth.
Yeah, that's a full day of drinking.
Well, Ryder doesn't really drink much, and so I was like, if I'm by myself, I'm not probably going to drink that much. And he's like just sober, so we were like, oh, maybe we'll see if we can do it. We did it a couple of days. We managed to hit it, but for the most part, we didn't. But it felt really good to like not have to worry about it.
Yeah.
So that was totally worth it.
Do they give you like a lanyard or something? Like how do you get?
Yeah, you have like a little debit card. That's
You're like, I'm on VIP.
It does say like our names on it and everything. That's pretty cool.
That's awesome.
Anything with my name on it's cool. And so it was cool. Like they had just like the most frou-frou cocktails, like pina coladas served in pineapples. And so just like old grown men walking around with a pineapple, just like is real fun. The people watching is pretty great.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Cause like we had nothing else we didn't participate in a lot of like the events.
Did you do the talent show?
No, we did not do the talent show.
What kind of events?
There was like trivia nights. It was always just like the Brady Bunch trivia night, and Brady Bunch was on my because you said something about them.
I watched enough of it. I think I would have done all right.
I'm trying to think what else was there. There was like rock climbing, but you had to sign up for a time because it would like fill up really fast, and they could only do it certain times of the day.
The storm would hit and knock everyone off the rock wall.
Yeah, exactly. That harness will not hold. The coolest thing, the thing I enjoyed the most was going up to the top deck at night after like most people had stopped doing things out there, especially when we were like sailing.
9 drinks deep. Oh.
Like 3 drinks deep, sailing. And then, like, looking out, and there's just nothing. And it is, like, pitch black dark. And I was like, this feels crazy, and I love it. And the wind, like, and it was, like, windy. I was like, I could fall off and die.
Yeah.
What a rush.
And you guys look down in the water, and there's just an octopus rubbing its tentacles together. It's like, yes, lean closer.
Like the Peter Pan crocodile.
Yeah.
Oh, man, maybe we should not do this cruise.
You don't have to do that.
Yeah, that's good. That sounds terrifying.
Effing cruise can be in a lake. We could just do, I think a riverboat is more of our game, our speed.
Take a bunch of people noodling.
Yeah.
You know what noodling is?
We're talking about noodling.
Noodling.
We've talked about this on the show before. Listeners of the pod know what
Not on like a guitar, just noodling.
Nah.
Noodling is where you get some galoshes on. You go out into the river or creek, whichever one.
Okay.
And you sometimes you want like a chainmail gauntlet or something, or like some kind of glove to protect your hand.
Sometimes you put a bunch of Vaseline on your wrist.
Yeah, and then you just shove that arm right into a log, and you hook a catfish in the mouth and pull it out by hand.
Mm-hmm. Noodling.
Whoa, that's not what I thought noodling was going to be at all.
Yeah,
so you're just noodling your fingers around in the water and tricking a fish into eating them, thinking it's food, but really it's just your hand.
Look, I'm a bunch of worms.
Have you done this a lot, Connor? Or ever?
Not a lot.
Okay.
I've done it before. Yeah, I went down to Mississippi on
y'all go on down to Possum Neck, Mississippi.
we went down on a boat. And my mom's friend's son or something.
Mom's friend's son's a possum.
Well, anyway, this guy, he was just like, come on, let's get in the water, go noodling. And he caught one. I did not.
Okay.
Yeah. To be fair, my arms were very small. A catfish likely would have enveloped me.
Just eating the whole.
Yeah,
they weren't tempting enough for.
Yeah, you didn't have wormy enough fingers.
Yeah, he was like, what are those, fun size?
Those bugles.
Fun fact about noodling.
Ooh.
Actually, that sounds pretty good. Yeah.
Fun fact about noodling: the world record is an 85-pound catfish, which was caught here in Texas. We found this out this weekend when somebody's like, "That's not a thing." I was like, "Screw you! I'll show you noodling."
Wow.
Got noodling videos. Former Texas cheerleader previously set the record at 78 pounds. I know a lot about noodling.
Yeah, you really do.
Well, if someone tells me this
so
isn't
passionate,
real,
you're just.
I'm not passionate about noodling.
Seems
it's just
like
if someone's like, I doubt that. I'm like, that was a mistake. You're about to get a PowerPoint.
That's nice.
You're going to regret doubting that. Speaking of noodling, I think there's something living in our roof right now. We've been hearing something scrippity-scrappeting and tippity-tapping.
Yeah.
And maybe we should open the attic and just try to noodle. Like, throw our hand in the attic.
No way. Look,
see what raccoon, possum, or child.
Whatever is living in our attic has just been chilling in my room and is now venturing into your room.
It's made it to my side of the house. We should do something about that. I don't want to deal with it.
Do you have a landlord?
We do. Yeah.
They should do
theoretically.
something about it. I have a similar landlord, though. Like, theoretically, he should fix the sink in my ceiling.
I think guards would do something.
If we asked him about it, yeah.
It's just like, we live in this kind of nature community, and so we don't want to be those city slickers who are like, there's an animal in our house. Help us. Like, we've taken it onto ourselves to get rid of all the yellow jackets surrounding our house, and what that looks like is me and Ned walk out, Ned pulls up his camera, and then he sprays them, and as soon as they fly everywhere, we run inside the house and hope they can't get in. And I don't know how we're going to fare against the raccoons.
Yeah. We'll see about that. You said you're dealing with a neighbor below you that's making a bunch of noise.
It's a real piece of work.
Are they scripping and scrapping and tapping around, or what are they doing?
No, he just has terrible taste in music.
Oh, that's the biggest crime.
Yeah, and clearly has speakers. I don't know anything about speakers, so I can't speak to what kind or whatever. They're huge and very loud. They make things in our apartment shake.
Oh wow!
Okay. And he's just.
What kind of music is he playing? Just so I can make sure that I have a better music taste than him. Never mind then.
Like yesterday, it was specifically, I guess you'd call it rap, but it was like chanting, and then someone would go, whoop! And then there was like chanting and chanting and chanting. Like,
are you sure it wasn't evangelical churches?
Or
chants?
a drum circle?
No, I am too intolerant to find out.
That would be a great bumper sticker. I'm too intolerant to find out. What you were talking about sticking it to him somehow?
Yeah.
Have you been stomping to like really let him know? Or what's your?
I certainly am not trying to not stomp. I'm not.
You're not trying to mask those foot.
Like, yeah. Normally I'm like a little light on my feet, but lately I've just been like, I don't care. I'm gonna run to the next room because why not?
You guys need to get like a subwoofer or something to put down there and like vroom, 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 like start shaking his place.
Yeah. Well, Roger plays the drums, so we're like, hey, we need to get the drum kit out of the storage.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Set the drum kit downwards so he's playing into the ground. Have you ever had to deal with loud upstairs or downstairs neighbors?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, I have. I am... Look, I'm really notorious for being passive aggressive and anything about it.
I'm glad we live together.
I don't do the passive aggressive thing. I'm just like, if I see them out while I'm like having a cigarette or something, I'm like, hey, how's it going? And when they go inside when I'm with my friend, I'm like, they stomp a lot.
So it's like weddings for you.
Yeah. I just find a friend and then I just talk smack on everybody who walks by.
This might be for every event.
The mailman daily roasting. Yeah, I've had one particular neighbor who was pretty terrible, and not terrible. There was just a lot going on with April. All right, she had a lot going on, and she had a boyfriend with several face tattoos before face tattoos were really coming into public acceptance. So it was still a little like, ugh, this is what the city's like. One day he just disappeared, and she knocked on my door, had a broken leg, was like, hey, me and my boyfriend broke up, and I'm just letting you know. And I was like, like,
that's considerate.
Well, because in my mind, it's like, is she trying to get a new boyfriend, or is it like,
or do you need help?
Yeah, do you need like a man around the house? Not, you know.
Connor was wearing his wife beater and using a rag to clean his one glass he owned. And he's like, "What's up? You need a man?"
I just stopped watching Invader Zim for 2 minutes. I just talk to you.
I just noodled a raccoon out of my attic. You need a man around the house.
Yeah, it didn't last very long. I didn't stay there for much longer.
I thought you meant your relationship with her.
So they did.
You
We never really had our chance. The timing was never right. You know, he came back the next week.
Man.
What about you?
No, not really. We had some downstairs neighbors that were kind of loud at UTSA, but we were also loud, so there wasn't too much of a trade-off there. I think every once in a while we'd knock at each other. Oh no! Jeremy, my old roommate, his very first apartment, the neighbor downstairs would bang a broom at us all the time for even just like tiptoeing around the apartment. She was wild.
My college dorm, first year in college, The neighbors across the street, troublemakers. I didn't care for them. They like spray shaving cream into people's door and all that.
Whoa.
One day they took a sledgehammer to the walls of the dorm and completely destroyed a huge chunk of it. And when the
That's
RA
such a good
came,
prank.
well, the RA came around, I was like, hey, who did this? And no one said anything, and I was just like, them. Because they lived right across the hall, and I was like, they are very loud. I would like them gone. And they didn't live there no more. All right. Any other terrible roommates, or do you have any other ideas for how to deal with terrible roommates? Any one ideas?
Certainly one ideas. We are thinking about having a party. Roger really wants to have a Halloween party.
Okay.
And my first thought, I've had parties before at other apartments and like always invited my neighbors, right? Because it's the best way to not piss them off is like come on over also and make noise. We're definitely not inviting him. His name's
What if they
AJ.
call the cops?
He
Invite the cops in.
yeah. He
Nice
is-
cop costume. Give him a beer.
He'd be a complete hypocrite if he called the cops. He's
Yeah.
like,
I guess that gives you the probable cause
Yeah,
to
you
be
get to
like,
just-
oh, well,
yeah.
didn't know that was an option, calling the police.
yeah, because
I think the best thing to do is to maybe just mail him some raw fish and then play it out that way.
so, but we're in a house, like a quad.
Same mailbox, eh?
Yeah.
Don't do that.
Well,
It's a great idea, Ned. Just doesn't work this.
it's a great idea. Classic Ned. He didn't really think this one through.
Well, you didn't know.
But on that, I'm going to have to move us into the last segment of the night. Let's get this going. All right. I want a new plug. Monica, what's going on? Tell us all the stuff you're doing when I'm done singing the song. All right. What are you up to this month?
This month, I've got shows a lot. Most days, yeah.
Yeah,
Fridays.
what shows?
2H Club performs every Friday. Discharged, I don't think again this year. And Buckshot has a show next weekend.
Sweet.
Next Saturday, yeah.
And these are all at Station Theater, all at
Yes,
8:30?
At 8.
8 o'clock. Yeah.
I'm doing the spooky stand-up.
Sweet,
on
yeah, spooky
Halloween.
stand-up.
Yeah. Gotta go home and work on them jokes.
Hey, us too. Yeah.
Yeah, that's about it.
Yeah, and that's
for
coming up
next
the
couple
31st
months.
at Secret Group.
Yeah.
And that's about it. I don't have much to plug.
You got nothing to plug?
Swimwear Department's playing a show on the 20th at Continental Club. It'll be a spooky show, and then we're playing a secret show on the 29th that more details might come out about, might not.
But that's not how secrets work.
Ooh.
I've got one announcement that I can't exactly make yet. I just want to let everyone listening out there know to follow the Effin Rager Facebook, Instagram, Venmo, Kick, Snapchat. Oh, we're not.
Follow us wherever you can on social media,
Yeah,
because there's
just
some
don't
big
follow
things
us
coming.
home.
Yeah. Or mail us a fish. Don't do that either.
Yeah. We got a big announcement coming, but we got to wait a little bit before we can tell you guys. But stick around, and we'll let you guys know about it soon. All right. Thank you so much to Monica Marcha for coming on to our show.
Thanks,
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Everyone out there in Houston and listening online, we'll see you next week.
Rage
Bye.
on.